I'm Jay Owens. Today on this riding adventure, we're taking the Sondors Motorcycle, an all-electric motorcycle, up a canyon road to the top of a mountain on nothing but an 8 kilowatt-hour battery and no transmission. I'll ascend 5,000 feet to almost 10,000 feet above sea level on a motorcycle that makes almost no noise and looks futuristic. I'll travel roughly 17 miles up and 17 miles back down with a bike range of only 45 miles. Will I make it back to my truck before I run out of juice? Stick around and find out on this episode of Owens Up to Moto.
I'm at 5 bars. Oh, I love it. Jeez, man. Remember that cone? Yeah. Did you forget about that guy? I had dropped to 4. Now I'm at 5. Sweet. See, wasn't that fun? All right, this is Jay Owens. Welcome to Owens Up to Moto. I am gonna start riding up a canyon on the Sondors Motorcycle, all electric. This bike has about 11 horsepower, but it has a hub motor. So when you think about horsepower on the electric side, it's quite a bit different than gas powered. It's because I don't have any loss of power translating on a chain or anything like that. It's just directly there that's turning the wheel. So I am going to take this up the canyon. I hauled it up on the Ram Rebel so that I could get the most range possible. And so now we can ride up and down as far as we want. So the Sondors Motorcycle being all electric, there is no shifting, there is no foot brake. I have the left and right brakes. The right handle does the front and the left handle does the backs. The front is definitely a lot more powerful, like most bikes, and I have noticed that it's quite a bit harder to brake on this than it is other bikes, just due to the fact that I'm using my hands instead of my feet. You get a lot more power with your feet. Alright, so a little bit more about the bike. Very, very basic controls. There's not a ton going on with it. I do have a remote start. Basically just enables the bike to be started, and then it gives you a short amount of time to then push the start button to engage the start. Gonna be a lot of bikes, lots and lots of bikes. The Sondors Motorcycle does really well for two main purposes: for commuting and for canyons. Now if you've got enough range on the canyon side, then you just trailer it there and just ride up the canyon. The nice thing about riding up a canyon is it's totally silent and there's no gear shifting. So I can hear the rushing waters of the runoff. Obviously I can hear the wind against my helmet. But when you're going slow enough, you can hear the birds chirping and the wind rustling through the leaves of the trees. So that part is it's really, really good. There's enough power in this thing that I can climb effortlessly up any incline. It's also, I think it's just over 300 pounds. I can double check that. and it's fairly narrow. The only thing I don't like about this Metacycle is the seat, despite the fact it being an aftermarket seat, it is still very uncomfortable if you're going to sit on it for a long period of time. So I just got to keep that in mind. But it looks super futuristic when everyone looks at it. It's definitely a head turner. Like, what is that thing? Because it wants to be, it wants to look kind of like those Sur-Ron dirt bikes, electric dirt bikes, but it looks like the grandfather version of it. It's just dramatically that way. So when I'm out on the highway, people look at me like, what the heck? Dude, you're gonna get yourself killed. How is that thing going 65 miles an hour? And then I put it in sport mode and go up to 80 and like, okay. So as far as the naked bike is concerned, this is about as naked as you can get. There's nothing more naked about it. It's so naked, it almost doesn't have any frame at all. You're just sitting on a twig flying through the air on two wheels. Now, the battery meter has 10 indicator bars. Each indicator bar gives you roughly, on average, about 4 miles of distance. Now I'm at 3.2 and I haven't keeled off the first bar yet. Most of the reason for that is because of the speed. Now the slower the speed, the longer the distance, the more I get out of it. I'm also going uphill, so when I turn around and go back, I'm going to be getting all that energy back and I regen. So it's not regen braking, it's regen descent. So it will recharge the battery. I've seen in many occasions where the indicator had 5 bars and it pops back up to 6 just because I'm regen recharging. And it feels a little bit like braking. I mean, you can feel it's very gentle, you can feel it pulling, and it's actually really nice because there's occasion when you let off the gas, typically you're wanting to slow down anyway, so that makes it really easy. So you get about 4 bars or 4 miles per bar unless you're going slow speed. I am suspecting that going up this hill, I am probably, and going slow speed, I'm probably going to be about 5.5, 6 miles before it trips down to 9. Okay, so we did in fact go down 1 bar after 4.4 miles, and that's because we're going uphill, and I know I'm gonna get all that back, so I'm not too worried about it. Ooh, geez, yeah, this river is still raging. Let's see what else about this bike. Tires, I'll have to look at the tires again. I'll put that on the screen. As far as the size, they're not very wide. I mean, in terms of like a regular motorcycle tire, these tires are pretty skinny. And I did go with the black frame, which I really enjoy, and actually lucked out because other people that got the white or the silver regretted it. It's just too strange, too different. But at least this is called the Supermassive. At least this looks relatively like a normal motorcycle and feel a little bit like Batman. So, you know, you can't go wrong with that. It would be nice to be able to go up and over, which I've done before, It's Guardsman's Pass. If we're lucky, we'll be able to see like some moose or some deer. It's pretty common to see moose up here. Okay, we're doing very well. We're still 9 bars, 7 miles. So I expect somewhere around 9 miles where the second bar is going to drop. And this is why I trailered the bike up to the canyon, so that we can fully enjoy the whole distance of the canyon. Many times I come here after work and hit the canyon, but I can only go maybe 5 or 6 miles up it, and I gotta turn around and go back because I simply won't have enough distance to go home. So speaking of distance, if you're really goosing this thing, going in sport mode or on a freeway 65 miles an hour with some sport, you'll be lucky to get 35 miles. Now if you baby it, I know I can easily do 50. Okay, so the second bar has dropped and I'm at 8 miles. So we are definitely pulling power getting up this hill, and I'm gonna get all that back and recharge a little bit going down. Unless I go fast down as well, then I won't get any regen, but I will definitely save on power. So we're gonna consume quite a bit going up. The other thing I have to watch, when it's really warm like this, 80, 90 degrees, the controller starts to get warm. That can be a real problem. What basically happens when you overheat the controller is it goes into cool down mode and it shuts you down. Not able to drive anymore. I can usually tell because it'll stop regenning. But since we're up a canyon and it's cooler, I'm not too worried about it. Just need to be careful not to pull the throttle too much. But definitely not sport mode. There's no reason to be in sport mode up a canyon. Just because your speed is limited anyway. You're not going to go over 65. And I'm going 45 right now, and this section I could go a little bit faster. When I lane split with this down in the city, it does freak some people out there because it's so quiet. It just gently rolls by and it startles people. So I try to be as careful as I can. It's hard to do that. I don't know what else to do. I try to keep it easy. Okay, we're starting to get close to the outskirts of the first resort. Wow, this road is really, oh my gosh. Oh, we got some gigantic holes. All right, so we're gonna keep an eye on that. Okay, now I'm down 4 bars. Yeah, we're burning up fast. Okay, how do I get over there? Just like that, I guess. I may end up at 50%. I think that's what happened last time. Okay, so 360 on. There we go. Guardsman Pass. 360 camera. That's just to tell myself that I turned it on. Last time I came up here, I was below 50%. Just regen down. Oh, yeah, we're getting up to some snow. Being on a motorcycle is so interesting. So you get all the different temperature changes. You feel everything. I'll tell you, if you have to change the tires on the rear of this thing, oh my gosh, you practically have to disassemble the entire bike, pull the battery out, pull the cables, pull the control box cover, because there's all these tentacles like an octopus of cables that run from this back tire into the bike, to the battery, to the controller, to the controller board. Maybe the second time wouldn't be so bad. Okay, now I'm at 5 bars, so we are officially at 50%, and I just hit the peak, so that worked out. I gotta be really careful not to go down the other side, because I'm not going to be able to regen that, so take a stop here for a second. So that's 16.5 miles. Just leave that on so I don't lose I'm at 16.5 miles. So Park City's over to the left side, and Midway's kind of down and to the right. There's a lake down, a runoff lake down there. And then there's another lake on the other side. I think I saw those last time when I flew my drone through here. Okay, I'm gonna get going here. Well, I still have a little bit of juice left. Alright, so 360 again. This time going down. Still at 5 bars. So we're okay for now. It might go to 4 here in a second. Alright, here we go. So let's see if we can get some power back. I'm definitely getting full regen right now. Every so often I have to twist the throttle just to keep it moving. This is really a fun bike. Part of it is you really got to think through energy conservation. I can't just go to a gas station. I mean, I can try to find a spot where I can plug in, which is possible, but it just takes a long time to charge. So really the best time to charge is when you're done with it, not when you're in between. So you have to really keep in mind your range and what it's capable of doing. We're getting a full regen right now. I'd love to see if we can get this up to 6 bars. It's still pulling a charge. No throttle. 20 miles an hour. I can do this for a little bit, at least until a car catches up to me. What else can I say about this bike? Suspension's awful. It really needs to have an aftermarket suspension with a piggyback reservoir if possible. It's the rear that's the worst. And I don't know if much of the reason for that is because it's got a hub motor in the tire. So is that causing some of the inertia vibration? Most motorcycles have a turn signal indicator. You push to the left, there's a knob, you push to the left or you push to the right, and then to reset you push in. With this one, it's just simply a toggle. So I toggle to the left, and then I have to go back to the middle, and then toggle to the right, and then back to the middle. Okay, good regen right now. I'm still at 5 bars, hoping to get to 6. I might be burning more than I'm gaining, so I don't know. I might have burned too much. It might have been closer to 4 bars than it was to 6. I wish I could go farther with this thing. It'd be nice if I could do 100 miles. That'd be perfect. Some pretty nice bikes. got a Yamaha, and I think they're both Yamahas actually. It's nice to have the storage on the back like that. Those flip tops are so much nicer than the pylons on the sides. Okay, here we go. Jeez, man. Remember that cone? Yeah. Did you forget about that guy? Okay, still at 5 bars. He looked at this. He looked at my bike like, what the heck is that? Love that. That's what's so fun about this bike. No one knows what the heck it is. They've never seen it before, especially in the motorcycle world, because most people can recognize other brands pretty easily. But when you have a bike like this, yeah, right. Okay, so speed has got to be a little bit more here, so that is, it's gonna take away. I'm just goosing it and then regenning. We're at 22 miles. What was it, 16 point something at the top? So we're gonna easily get back. I think we'll end up at 4 bars when we get to the bottom. That's my guess. Could be 3 though. Like I said, it just depends on how close we are to 4 bars. When I let off the gas, I get a really nice regen indication, like right here. It'd be fun to swap out the battery on this thing, like have another battery in the truck ready to go. Pull this one out, put that one in. It's a lot harder to change the battery than you think. Still at 5 bars, 25 miles. So that's a pretty good indication that with 5 bars I could do 50 miles. Especially when I sucked up 5 of the bars going 16 miles. It's not necessarily a great rate of return. Now I'm getting it all back and cooling off a lot. Still 5 bars. Oh, now we're at 4 bars. Okay, 4 bars, 27 miles. So from the top, we did 10 miles on 1 bar. That's really good. A lot of times I can get 12. Just like I said, depends on how much power is left in that bar. The seat's starting to bother me. The seat that this thing came with was so awkwardly uncomfortable. You gotta just love this. I mean, this is what makes motorcycling just so much fun and relaxing. Like I said, you're flying on 2 wheels. Getting down to the bottom of the canyon, we're probably going to be close to 35 miles. 32 miles. 32, 33 miles. It'd be nice to see how much more power we get out of the 4th bar if we get 10 miles going downhill versus the 3.5 going up. It gives you a pretty good idea just how much power goes into climbing an incline. Okay, the S-curve is right here. There we go. Still at 4 bars. Yeah, these guys are trying to cross the road to get to the waterfall. It's there on the right side. This is where you gotta really watch the cars coming out. So you've just been getting some recharge the whole time. Still at 4 bars. We're at 33 miles. Someone's burning up their brakes already. Okay, we are almost out of the canyon. Oh, I'm at 5 bars. I'm at 5 bars. Oh, I love it. I had dropped to 4. Now I'm at 5. Sweet. See, wasn't that fun? Just went down a hill for 15 miles and got ourselves some power. Recharged the bike. I'm back to 50%. Could go back up and go back down again. That actually would be kind of fun. Whew. Someone's burning more than their food. 5 bars. Holy cow, that's so cool. I wonder how long it's gonna hold that. Just for the most part, I'm not using anything, or haven't been. Aw, dang, how fun is that? Oh, now I'm down to 4 again. Oh, back to 5. Use a little and then I give it back. I'm gonna be back to my truck with 5 bars. Hot dang. And 35 miles. That is really, really good. So pretty much I could turn around, go back up, go back down again, and that's gonna be way over the 50 miles. All right, here we go. Let's turn over here. Oh man, an accident. I made it. I made it back to the truck with 5 bars. Amazing. That's fun. Okay, that's the end of our ride, Big Cottonwood Canyon, on the Sondors Motorcycle 2021.
That thing fully electric?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep, just a little bit bigger version of yours.
That's awesome.
How fast can that one go?
60.
Can go 60?
How fast does that go?
This can do 80.
That's awesome.
What's the range on that one?
I've gone 15 miles today.
15 miles?
Probably.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know the range. I think it's like maybe 20, 30 miles. Full chunk.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, I want to stop by because I didn't even hear that thing go by. I was like, whoa.
Yep, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah,
Yep.
you have a good day.
All right, you too. See ya. Little electric Betty. That's actually pretty good. You can go 60 miles per hour on that thing. Kind of scary too. Sondors Motorcycle. Made it through some fun.